Hello, everybody, and welcome to SparkofVintage. My name is Cindy, and I am the owner and head treasure hunter here, and you are with us for the Winter Flipping Frenzy. We're so excited that you're with us. We all look so forward to this event every quarter. So I'm so glad that you're here, you found us, and you're going to join us for this little journey today. Our theme was Beat the Winter Blues. Now, we were supposed to take a vignette box, a suitcase, something like that, and kind of flip it with a little bit of a travel theme. I could not find a vintage suitcase that I liked, but I did have like a replica steamer trunk, and I decided to flip that. And then I also bent the theme about travel just a little bit, and you'll see here why in just a couple of seconds. I sent items to Sonnet at Sonnet's Garden Blooms, and I received items from Tara at the Reclaimed Ranch. Tara gave me quite a bit of a challenge, but an interesting inspiration. So let's go ahead and get started, and thank you again for being with us. Well, as I said, Tara gave me a little bit of a challenge here with some of these just interesting pieces, but there was one in particular that kind of went dong in my head, and it was this little coil spring that reminded me of like a vortex for travel. And all of a sudden I thought, we're going interplanetary with this one. In addition to that coil spring, I found this replica steamer trunk at my local thrift store, and it was the bottom drawer in the piece that convinced me it would make an excellent travel box for a time traveler, kind of like my own little Doctor Who cabinet. It is a beautiful trunk, and I didn't want to do too much to it on the outside because I wanted the surprises to be on the inside when you open the trunk. So I put a very sparse coat of Chateau from Fusion on the inside lid of the trunk and also the bottom of the drawer, because I knew I was going to be covering with decoupage papers as well as different pieces of ephemera. In my box, Tara had sent me this great 1908 music journal. It had wonderful articles, advertisements, and lots of sheet music in it, which I thought would make excellent lining for the inside of the trunk. So I tore it off at random. I wanted it to look like somebody who had been traveling for hundreds of years in time had just kind of collected little pieces all throughout their journey. This was so much fun for me because it helped me really shape the story of what my time traveler was going to be all about. And music and sound was going to be a big part of what was going to be part of this trunk. For the bottom drawer, I used the solar decoupage paper from Finnabar from Prima Marketing. I loved all the moon and stars and planetary pieces in it because I knew it went perfectly with my theme. In my craft stash, I had several sheets of vellum paper and old cardstock that I had tea dyed and put coffee grounds into in order to make them look really old. So I just created some vintage travel documents, laboratory notes and papers, a periodic table, just so there were some fun old documents in the trunk that looked like somebody who had been traveling for centuries might have in their stash. Probably my biggest challenge, and the one that just made me laugh so hard when I opened the box, was this enormous piece of wood, which I think is a furniture footing. What was I going to do with that? Well, I found some fusion paint in chocolate brown and decided I'm going to make a old school sundial out of it. And then I remembered in a previous maker's box from Sonnet's Garden Blooms, Roy Cycled had done these beautiful clock decoupage papers. So I cut one out. It fit the footing perfectly, and decided to also take some of the IOD transfers in the gilded and just do random expressions, symbols, and everything all around the base so that it looked like a time traveler's sundial or some kind of travel device. I used a little finial from an old lamp for the sundial gauge, and it fit perfectly, and I was so excited with the way it came out. Tara also sent me this great vintage Pottery Barn alarm clock. So I matched it up to the theme and painted it in blue, chipped sapphire from Tim Holtz Distress Paints, and then spritzed them with a little bit of the mica stains to give them kind of a starry, gassy atmospheric kind of glow to them. And it was really exciting and inspired me to pull some other watches and clocks out of my personal stash, and you'll see those in the box in a few minutes. And while I had a lot of trinkets and just junk I've accumulated over the years in my own stash, I wanted to build out a few different tools and things for the time traveler. I also received this little wicker basket in my box, as well as a bunch of little tiny white candles. And I thought, perfect emergency lighting for a time traveler who might be going places where there's no electricity. I have no idea where I found this little set of wings, probably in the bottom of a Goodwill bin years ago, and just kept it in my stash. But I thought, what a perfect little accoutrement for my candle basket. I attached it with heavy body gel from Finnabar, and that is a gelatinous kind of gel that just basically molds anything and sticks it together. This tiny little tray that I think probably came out of a little child's tea set was the perfect little tray to hold all of my crystals for energy for my time machine. When I saw the lace in the box that Tara sent, I thought that could be like a little piece of lace of remembrance from somebody that our time traveler knew. And I attached it with this broken little Legion of Honor pin that I also had in my stash. I just dyed the lace in a little cup of coffee overnight, and that gave it a little bit of that dingy vintage look. Tara also sent me this vintage cheese grater without a handle. So I thought, let's take it apart and turn it into like laboratory tools or tools to repair the time machine. I use little remnant rub-ons from Tim Holtz and these tiny little numbers because anytime I've worked in a laboratory or seen laboratory equipment, it's all numbered. And I thought it gave it an extra special little touch. Well, no time travel would be complete without some wobbly, timey-wimey potions. I created this with a little bit of a mixture of distilled water and isopropyl alcohol. I used Tim Holtz alcohol ink to tint the water, and then just put different resin pieces and rub-ons in order to enhance the bottles and make them look a little older. I love the swirl effect that you get with this combination of the mica powders and the alcohol inks. There's some excellent tutorials out there on YouTube about how to make some of these potion bottles, because you do have to be a little bit careful when you're mixing isopropyl alcohol with cork. For example, it may catch on fire, so be careful before you mix. Probably the piece in the box that I was most excited about was this rusty, crusty trivet. Now, I wanted to turn it into something completely different and hopefully a little spectacular for my final piece in the box. I decided that any reasonable time traveler would have some kind of universal compass key or some kind of way to navigate their way through the universe. And so I just decided to start layering pieces of resin that I had poured from previous molds and just turn it into something a little steampunky and a little unique. A lot of the molding that I'm using here is from Finnabar's molds from Prima Marketing. The angel wings, the gears, all of the nail heads, screw heads are all resin pieces. I did layer them with the heavy body gel, and again had to let that sit overnight in order for them to kind of sit rock solid. Once I did that, I used liquid acrylic paints with quite a bit of water. And the liquid acrylic paints just help you get a lot of moisture and water into cracks, perfect for things like pitted, rusty, crusty items. These acrylic paints are highly pigmented. So think about like re-inker ink, just a dab will do you, which is why we use a little bit of ink and a lot of water. And we're constantly just applying water and color and drying it, water and color and drying it. And that's what gives us this nice little kind of variegated, smoothed out ombre look to our colors. Once the paints have dried thoroughly, then you can apply your metallic waxes. I usually let my pieces dry overnight because there's usually a lot of water in all of the metals and the resin pieces. And again, you want them to be thoroughly dry. I used quite a bit of metallic waxes in different colors just to enhance all of the raised areas and to create a little bit of brightness in some of the recessed areas as well. I just love the variety of color and the way that the light hits it in all different ways and brings out different details in this finished product. Well, we have all of the tools and items that we need, and it's time to pack and take our adventure. If you had the opportunity as a time traveler to go back in time, where would you go? I think I might go back to Victorian England. I might want to see Egypt in the days of Cleopatra. I don't know. Or maybe I would jump ahead to the future because I'm always curious of what lies ahead. But whatever journey you take, I hope that this trunk inspired you and that you had a great time going on this little travel journey with SparkofVintage. You could own this time traveler's trunk and some of the items included. I'm going to be auctioning them off on the Zero to Hero auction on Whatnot on Saturday, January 31st. It's a 15-minute auction where you have the opportunity to bid on one upcycled item, and I will be auctioning off this trunk. I'll put a link in the description below. Be sure and stay with us as we roll over to the next maker's video in the Flipping Frenzy. Thanks again for being here.